don't think you guys understand how much I love that song. Hey everyone, welcome back to Beat of the Soul. I hope you're all well. So I think the first time I heard of Emmavie was through listening to Soulection and Murder. I think that was the first song that I heard of hers. And as soon as I heard it, I was like obsessed. I'm like, this song is a vibe. And then, you know, when you hear a song that you really like from someone and then you're like, okay, I need to go and listen to their whole discography. I need to follow them on socials, find out more about them. So that's what I did with Emmavie. And ever since then, ever since I heard that song, I've just been listening to her music. And I would actually say that she's one of my favorite artists now because she consistently puts out tunes that I love. And I feel like that will easily put you in my category of favorite artists. So yeah, she's doing her thing. She's a beat maker. And one of my favorite rappers, Frontin, is also really cool with her. They get along well, they have music together, so that's really cool to see as well. If you don't know about Emmavie, you need to get to know because she is a legend and she's so talented and she deserves all the success that she's had and all the success that's coming her way. And if you watched I May Destroy You, which was a really popular TV show, her music was featured in that series as well. And shout out to Soulection for putting me onto Emmavie as well. I love Soulection. As someone who has their own music platform, they're one of the platforms that I really look up to. And like a lot of what they do is what I want to do as well, and then some. So big up them every time. If you don't know about Soulection, definitely check them out. So as you can imagine, after listening to all of Emmavie's music and liking so much of it, I really want to see her live. And I just kept on missing her concerts. So there was one, it was at the RBMA Pathway show, I think it was called. So yeah, that was that concert that I couldn't go to. And then there was another one that she did at, I think it was the Royal Albert Hall. So yeah, I couldn't go to either of those concerts, which was a shame. So then when I saw this one, I was like, yes, I have to get a ticket. And I was so glad that I was able to get one. So there was an early show and there was a late show. And I was thinking I'm definitely going to go for the late show if I can't get both. So yeah, I feel like in those kind of situations, I feel like the later shows or the final shows are always the dates I'm going to lean towards, because I just feel like the later shows and the final shows tend to be the better shows. So I was cleaning my room one day, and when I clean my room, I can't just clean in silence. I need to listen to music or a podcast or some form of content. So this day I decided, you know what, I'm going to clean to some Emmavie. That's going to get me through cleaning. So I was cleaning, and then when tunes started playing, I just thought of this really cool idea in my head for a reel. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna bang, this is gonna be so sick. And then as I was taking my rubbish out and like putting it in the bin and everything, and then I came back in the house and saw that I had a letter. So I was like, okay, let me just open it up and everything. What was it now? It was a jury service letter, and the dates were during the time of the concert. I was like, this cannot be happening right now. It was crazy because as soon as I thought of the idea for the reel and then I go downstairs and get that letter, I'm like, is this some kind of sick joke? Like, I just thought of the idea and now you're telling me I've got to do jury service. I was like, nah, this cannot be happening right now. Especially as I was just saying, like, I've missed her twice now and I really want to see her live. So I was like, no. There has to be some sort of way where I can request a date change. So as I was responding back to the jury service letter, you have the option to request a date change. So I kind of made it seem more serious than it was. I was just like, I paid for a ticket and I have to capture content and I really can't miss this. Like, I was probably exaggerating it. It was deep to me, okay? It was deep to me and I couldn't miss this. So yeah, I put in all the information for the request change, and then must have been like a few weeks later, I posted on my story. I was like, the government came through for me, I can see Emmavie now. And she replied and she saw it and everything. I was just like so happy that the government actually came through, because I thought they weren't going to accept the date change. I thought it had to be something more severe than that. So I was just like, yes, it's meant to be, like nothing's gonna stop me. So getting there was kind of a nightmare. I kind of cut the time a bit fine because I don't work too far from where the concert was being held. So I was like, yeah, I don't really need to leave that early. And then because there's another show going on just before, I was like, if I get there really early, I might hear what's going on. I don't want to like ruin it for myself. But in hindsight, I feel like I should have just left a bit earlier so I could have been sitting like near the front or had like a selection of where I wanted to sit. But everything happens for a reason. So yeah, I was getting lost and I was getting all like hot and bothered. I'm like, I can't find it. Like, I hope I get there on time and everything. But shout out to the nice people who helped me when I asked them for directions. So the concert was actually at a church. It was at St. Pancras Old Church. This was my first gig in a church, so different vibe, different experience. And when we came in, there were these little cards on the seats. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a nice touch. So there was this, I don't know if you can see it properly. So there's this card, and then on the back there's like a barcode, and it's like, scan me at midnight. So it's like, oh, this is exciting. What's it gonna be? It's basically just like a QR code to download the EP and listen to the EP. And then there was this thing, and I think it's just like a sticker. And this is the EP cover for Emmavie's latest EP, What's the Diamond to a Baby? And that's what the whole like concert was themed around, was that EP. So most of the songs that she performed was from that EP to like promote it and everything. But yeah, I thought that was a really cute, nice touch. And I love that cover and the artwork, it looks sick. What a way to open the show. The intro was amazing and creative. I love how beatofthesoul used the talk box, and then the way Emmavie just came out so smooth with it, and then the crowd was just hyped and gassing her up, and yeah, it was so sick. And she sounded amazing. And Emmavie's got a tune, she really does. Like, that song really is a tune, so the title is very fitting. So yeah, as I was saying before, that's the song where I had the real idea for, and I'll explain that idea to you. So basically I was like, oh, it'd be cool if, you know, the bit where she says, to where you want to be is where we're gonna be, to where you want to be is where we're gonna be. So I was like, oh, what if I do something like prayer hands and crossing of the fingers, like to emphasize how like I really want to go to the concert, like please, 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 I really want to go to this Emmavie concert, please, 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 I really want to go. And obviously those lyrics are quite like affirmative, like it's like you're manifesting it, like to where you want to be is where we're gonna be, and then it repeats as well. So I was like, oh, it'd be cool if you did something like that, so you're doing it at home and then it just switches to like the live version of the song, if that makes sense. By the time you watch this video, the reel will be out, so you can watch what I'm talking about basically. And then when I was actually filming it on Thursday, so I filmed it just before I was about to leave to go to work, and I was actually rushing to film it because the taxi was like waiting. I hope when I edit it, I haven't edited it yet, but the time you watch it, it will be out. But yeah, I haven't edited it yet, so I just hope that when I edit it, that it comes together all right. But yeah, I was rushing. And then as I was filming it, I was like, oh, what if I do something like, so obviously I do to where you want to be is where we're going to be, to where you want to be is where we're going to be. And then what if I have something like the ticket just falls and then I have it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what I've been manifesting is actually coming to fruition. So I was like, yeah, let me get the ticket and let it fall down, and then I just catch it. And I had no one like here with me to drop the ticket down, so I kind of had to just like lift it and then catch it. And then hopefully in the edit, I can make it look like it's just like falling down. So yeah, I had that idea. I was like, oh, I hope it comes together, I look sick. So yeah, it's crazy how when you listen to music, how it can give you inspiration to create certain visuals and things like that. So yeah, that was the idea. That was a very long-winded explanation, but yeah, that was the idea that I had. And check it out if you get a chance. I hope it comes out all right. I hope it looks good. I love the crowd interaction that she did as well, where she was like, for you and you. and you too. And when the Emmavie was talking with us, she was like, this is one sexy crowd. She was basically saying how she doesn't say this to everyone, but yeah, we're one sexy crowd. I was like, let them know. Because I was thinking a similar thing when I was like walking into the venue. I was like, wow, everyone looks so good.
Can I just say something? This is one sexy ass crowd. I have to say, I didn't say this is, I don't just always say this, by the way. I didn't say it to the show. I'm just like, I'm seeing faces and I'm just like, God.
Are you hearing that mashup and that transition? So the song you just heard was 2003, and then the way she transitioned into fronting, shout out to Emmavie and the band and whoever thought of that, because that was a sick idea. I wish I recorded the whole song so you could see the transition from 2003 to fronting, but obviously the clip that you just saw was from fronting back into 2003. But yeah, it sounded dope live, and yeah, I just love how she was like, hey, huh, getting us involved and shaking her leg and everything. I don't think you guys understand how much I love that song. That is easily my favorite song of the whole EP. It just does something to me. The intro, if you listen to the studio version, her mum is on the intro, and I just love that bit every time. And then the bass, and then the way the song drops, and it's just perfect. Like, it's actually a perfect song, and I've had it on repeat since I first heard it. I just love it so much. And then to hear it live was just everything. The bass was going in. Shout out to Herx on bass, he killed that. Just love that song so much. And the thing about Emmavie's music, I feel like it's just very visual. It makes you feel like a bad bee, makes you feel so sexy. I just love her music. You just want to dance. It really annoys me that I'm not a dancer, because when I listen to her music, like, I have visuals in my head to do like the nicest choreography, like such sexy choreography and heels, like, you know, good heels routine. And then it really frustrates me how I can't bring out what's in my head to life because I don't have the dance vocabulary, and it's just so frustrating. But I need to try and like get back into dancing. I used to dance when I was like younger, and then like on and off I did like the odd few classes, but I need to get back into it because if I could bring out what was in my head to life, because songs like Deluxe, Spirit Traveler, so many of her songs just like, I get visuals in my head. I'm like, I wish I could dance. There's this really sick dance routine that Emmavie reposted on her Instagram that I saw. Is someone doing this really dope footwork to the Vitamin C interlude. Oh, it just looks so sick. I'll insert like a little bit of it. I never doubted. Her music is just so compatible with dance. Like, I feel like more dancers should dance to her stuff. If I was like a professional dancer, best believe I would be posting Emmavie dance videos like all the time. Energy is definitely my favorite song off of Epoch. If you watch my 2021 vinyl collection video, you'll see how I bought that vinyl, and I talk about it a bit more in that video. But yeah, that song is a vibe. Her voice is so beautiful, man. Ooh. another fantastic performance. So Ego LMA was actually gonna come out and perform with Emmavie, but Emmavie was saying that Ego got some really big news, so wasn't able to come. So I'm intrigued to see what that good news is gonna be. If you haven't watched my Ego LMA commentary and concert footage, make sure you do, because that was a brilliant show. But the performance was still a vibe, and I love how DT Soul did the mashup and transition with Aaliyah's Rock the Boat and then came back into the song. I was just like, okay, I see you. So that was another song from Epoch, another great song. And that intro, oh, that intro was so beautiful. Like, I love that take that they did on it. Whenever I hear that beat, I immediately think of Ari Lennox's Whipped Cream, and then I think of Tupac's I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto. And then I just literally looked on Who Sampled Now to see where that sample comes from. And it's a cameo song, Two of Us. I've never heard the original before. But yeah, it sounds really nice. I'm gonna listen to it properly after. And I really like the way that that beat sounds with Easily I Forget. It fits really well. I hope she records and releases a version like that, because it sounded so beautiful. And then they switched up the beat again, and I love the way Emmavie used her voice here. Another tune for you. Emmavie's got another tune for us, guys. She performed new music and I love it. I can't wait for her to release it. It's hard to kill me. Make me feel like music is a funny old thing, yeah. So you know when it went all dramatic and DT Soul was playing the piano, I was like, oh, this is like, it's giving like special guest energy, like a special guest is gonna come out as soon as the dramatic music has finished playing. And then it just transitioned back into the song. So I thought it was a bit anticlimactic because I was just expecting a special guest to come out at that point. It's weird how like music gives you certain cues. So like the music playing like that made me think that a special guest was gonna come out, but that wasn't the case. And I was like, oh, KOJEY's not coming out then. Watching it back now, it's actually sick what they did, like the transition back into the song. But because I was expecting the special guest, at the time I didn't appreciate it. But then KOJEY did come out. People were screaming first, which then made me realize, oh my gosh, he actually is here, because I didn't see him straight away until he properly came out on stage. And then yeah, everyone was just going crazy and he smashed it. I loved his outfit as well, it was sick. And then the people in the front, they were giving me so much life throughout the whole concert, but especially then. And I'm sure he fed off that energy as well. If you haven't watched my KOJEY Radical concert throwback, make sure you do.
Before I forget, big love to Emmavie. Thank you so much for having me last night. I had a blast. Your crowd, your audience, your people, they're insane. I love them. Everybody in that crowd, amazing.
So towards the end of the show, Emmavie introduced her band. So you had Kieran on the drums, and then you had DT Soul on the talk box and the keys, and then you had Herx on bass. And they all sounded great individually and together as well. So after that, we were led to believe that the concert was over because the band had left the stage, then Emmavie had left the stage. And I don't know why I keep on falling for it lately. I think it's because it's like post-pandemic. So it's like, I feel like the concert could genuinely end because like you just don't know what to expect anymore. You feel like things can just be like snatched away from you and taken away from you at any time. Yeah, then when they came back out, I didn't know the song that they were performing. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't record it either. So I feel like that was a bit anticlimactic as well because I thought they should have performed like a more popular song, maybe like Murder or something like that. I got some merch after the concert as well. So as you can see, I'm wearing the top. It was only £10 as well, which is very, very good. And I'm a person who likes to wear like baggy t-shirts around the house. So I was like, what's the biggest size that you have? So I got an extra large and that was the last one that they had as well. So I'm like, I'm glad I secured it. So yeah, it's tucked in my jeans now, but it comes up like quite long. I'm definitely gonna wear it around the house a lot. And you could even wear it out as well. Like it's a really nice top. And the label was so cute. It was like in the shape of the African continent. And I think it's like, it said like 100% cotton or something like that. I'm so glad I've finally seen Emmavie live. It's been a long time coming, but at the same time, it was worth the wait as well. Emmavie has such a beautiful voice, great stage presence. She was cracking jokes with us. She was dancing, sounds amazing live. Great band. The only thing that I would love to hear is like she had really talented background singers, because if you listen to her music, you'll hear that like her melodies, her background vocals and the ad-libs that she does are all like on point, they're elite. So to hear that be brought out in a live setting by really talented singers would be amazing to hear. Please, 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 if you like the songs that you've heard, check Emmavie out, get to know about her because she is just ridiculously talented. And yeah, I just love her. And stay tuned for the concert footage with no interruption so you can hear more of the vibes and more of the great show. If you were at the show, what was your favourite song? And if you're watching, let me know what your favourite song is as well. Thank you so, so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share.